About the young lady, Camilla Terry, that killed her 3-year-old baby,
Allegedly.
allegedly. And we're just putting it out there for the community.
Absolutely. And I guess I think so many of us are still touched by the story.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very sad story. And I guess, for me, I always want to know what happened.
Right.
There's always a story.
Yeah.
We don't always get the story, so it's wonderful to have the family here today.
Oh, definitely.
To speak.
Definitely. Portia Dotson, welcome. Little Emilliano's grandma is here, as well as Libby Dixon. You are Camilla's grandma.
Yes,
All
I
right.
am.
We're going to ask you guys to speak a little loud because we want everybody. You can move it. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to start with you, Libby, Miss Dixon,
Yes.
the grandmother of Camilla, great grandmother of her babies.
Right.
What what exactly happened? Did you see? How was Camilla growing up? I mean, did you see any kind of warning signs with her as a young child to maybe to was there some kind of concern?
Well, I did not see any type of warning signs. I know Camilla coming up as a young child had problems with the family, with her mother and everything. But we did everything we could, when as a child I would pick her up and I would like take her to church and, you know, try to do that and some kind of way, it fell away because the other family members was like fighting against her for like coming around thinking it's a situation as wanting to be with the father. And that's one thing we do not need to try to fight against these young mothers for, stand against from their daddy. And I know that my son loved Camille. He took her down twice, from the system, trying to help her out. He even had little Emilliano was staying with him. Was some type of way Camellia went down and she like ran away. That was sometime this year. But we do have a strong supporting family. We're here to help her. And I took her down south with me and I talked to her and she explained to me that she was going to get her education and that her mind was in the right place. And I told her that education was the key. And if she needed any help, she knew she could always call on me. She would come over for like Thanksgiving and what have you, and my heart was strongly weighed on her just before this situation happened.
So she had a relationship with the family.
She did have a relationship with the family. It's not like we threw her out to the curb and wasn't there trying to help. Even her dad, which is here now, he came up from Mississippi. He took out to help her by taking little Emilliano, trying to take some of the pressure off of her. Because being a young girl, she's got 3 young kids. Her mind is not all there, So I don't know what happened. I can't say what happened. And we want to know what happened. I'm sure that the story would come out. But, to these young women that's trying to have these babies out there, they're not baby dolls.
Before all of this happened, when did you speak with her last?
I spoke with her last, I think it was in February, around February.
And how did that conversation go?
The conversation was she was getting ready to move south, you know, with my son. And she was excited and happy about it. But something went wrong. I guess, my son got rudes, So these young ladies being,
How was her relationship with her mom?
very bad. No good family relationship there with the mom. I'm sure you guys saw in the system where she had all those problems at the age of 13, being raped and all, so that's how she ended up into the system. And we was trying all we could do to help her out of the system. So I don't know where things went wrong, but what I'm saying is they have these young babies and they looking for love in all the wrong places.
And she had her first child at 15,
Right.
and then she met your son, Portia.
Yes.
And what do you remember most about Camilla? Do you remember meeting her for the first time?
Yes, I've met her several times. I mean, she seemed to me like she was a nice girl. She seemed that she was in school. And unfortunate that she did have a son at an early age, and then following 2 years later, I guess she had another son, which is Emilliano. So when I met her, she seemed like she was the average teenager who got caught up with this gentleman and another gentleman and having children. So
Were you ever concerned?
no,
No?
no, I wasn't concerned. I mean, I was concerned because she was young and having the children, but as in concern as in her state of mind or anything, no, she didn't give any.
Talk to us about your son's relationship with Emiliano.
Well, there really wasn't a whole lot of a relationship with Emiliano other than Sean, going to see his son when after we had found out that Camille had Emiliano and that paternity was made, then I pushed myself personally to, hey, go see her, go see him. I would take him over there several times. He would spend the night, so I didn't see that it was a bad relationship. But then when she came to us and then explained us, well, not explained, but just told us that she was going to be moving back with her dad, then we were like, well, okay, but you don't have to take Emiliano. We'll take him. So
Now,
I was giving her the opportunity to.
now Sean actually spoke out recently his thoughts about losing his child, and we have a little clip of that. We're gonna play it for you.
Okay.
She wasn't gonna let me in, but she did, and I asked to see him. I had to carry him out of the crib. He didn't say anything. He looked very, very skinny and weak. She wouldn't answer my calls. Every number she gave me was either off or changed. Don't judge. Don't take it somewhere where it doesn't need to be. I mean, it's happened. Just let it rest.
Now, some people would question, him being 3 and him not having a relationship with his son. Did Camilla make that difficult for him not to have a relationship with his son?
Unfortunately, she did. I mean, she wouldn't bring him over, and like Sean said, yeah, we've gone over there and tried to go and see him, and she wouldn't let us in. Like I said, phone numbers that we did have for her, they were work this week, wouldn't work next week, work different number this week. So we tried. We tried on several occasions, and then when she came to us and told us that she was leaving, basically that was it. It was just cut off. And there was no connection. There was no letting us find him, letting him see us, anything of that nature. It just stopped.
I just
And that
can't
was
help
2
but
years ago.
I can't help but reiterate
Right.
the fact that the family has been there, because I think that's the biggest misconception.
Right.
Everyone's concerned. Where was the family? So you're saying you guys were definitely there.
Yes, we were there. I gave her prime opportunity to. I had no problems with her coming to visit. Excuse me.
But the concern,
Mhm.
because you said that there was no concern. You thought that everything was,
Yes, in the
and for
beginning.
him to go over there and see the child in that state. When did the concern actually spark in your mind to say, you know what, I need to intervene here?
After paternity and after the social workers started coming to us, like, explaining to me that, because I didn't know the relationship of Camellia. I didn't know that she was in foster care. I didn't know that she was in the system. I knew nothing of that. And teenagers, they're not going to tell you all their business.
Right.
So until the social worker called me and he come by and letting me know these things, that's how I know.
Okay, can you? I'm gonna put you on
Okay.
hold. Okay.
So This has to be hard for you, both of you, as grandparents, because as a grandparent, you wanna to kiss the bruises, you wanna make the pain go away, and you can't.